Relationships are meant to be a space for mutual growth and respect. But what happens when you realize you're only someone's backup plan? Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of resilience and self-mastery, offers profound wisdom for navigating these situations. Let's explore 6 Stoic reasons why walking away might be the most empowering choice you can make. You deserve reciprocity. Understanding reciprocity through Stoicism. In Stoic philosophy, relationships are rooted in the mutual exchange of virtues like respect, honesty, and care. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one. This teaches that we must embody fairness and expect it in return, especially in relationships. True partnerships thrive when both individuals contribute equally to the connection, creating a balance of giving and receiving. Without reciprocity, the relationship shifts into an imbalanced dynamic, leaving one person undervalued and unfulfilled. Why reciprocity matters? Stoics believe that human interactions are a fundamental part of living a virtuous life. Relationships that lack reciprocity do not align with these principles. When someone gives freely while the other only takes, the imbalance causes emotional strain and disrupts tranquility, a core Stoic value. Without mutual respect and commitment, the relationship becomes a one-sided transaction that diminishes your sense of self-worth. As Epictetus stated, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Recognizing when reciprocity is missing allows you to respond with self-respect and take action. The consequences of accepting less. Remaining in a relationship where reciprocity doesn't exist can lead to resentment and self-doubt. You might find yourself excusing behavior that doesn't align with your values or diminishing your own needs to maintain the connection. Stoicism reminds us that when we accept less than we deserve, we are complicit in our own dissatisfaction. By tolerating unfair treatment, we fail to uphold justice, not just toward others, but toward ourselves. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Choosing to demand reciprocity is choosing to honor your own value. Aligning reciprocity with Stoic virtues. For the Stoics, the 4 cardinal virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are crucial for living a fulfilling life. Let's examine how these virtues guide us to embrace and demand reciprocity. Wisdom. This helps us see the relationship clearly. Is it equitable? Is the other person giving as much as they are taking? Wisdom allows us to objectively assess whether the connection aligns with our values. Courage. Walking away from a one-sided relationship requires courage. Leaving comfort or familiarity is difficult, but it demonstrates self-respect and strength. Justice. In Stoicism, justice extends to all relationships. It's a reminder to treat others fairly and to expect fairness in return. Accepting unfairness betrays this virtue. Temperance. This helps us avoid overreacting emotionally. Instead of lashing out or feeling defeated, we can calmly establish boundaries and act in accordance with our self-worth. Taking action to demand reciprocity. Stoicism doesn't encourage passive suffering. It calls for action rooted in rationality and virtue. If you notice that someone isn't meeting you halfway, consider the following. Communicate clearly. Have an honest conversation about the imbalance. Stoicism values clear and direct communication. Evaluate their response. If they make efforts to change, the relationship has a chance to realign with fairness. If they don't, recognize this as a reflection of their character, not your worth. Detach emotionally. Epictetus taught us to focus only on what we can control. While you can't change their actions, you can control your response by choosing to step away. Seek harmonious connections, focus on relationships that uplift and respect you. A Stoic values meaningful bonds that contribute to their peace, not relationships that drain them. Marcus Aurelius beautifully wrote, "Do not act as if you are going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Life is too short to remain in relationships where fairness and reciprocity are absent." By upholding this principle, you affirm your dignity, protect your peace, and open yourself to deeper, more fulfilling connections. Stoicism teaches us not to settle for less, but to seek partnerships that reflect our values and virtues. Your time is precious. Time is one of the most precious resources we possess, yet it's the resource we often squander most freely. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, emphasizes this in his famous work on the shortness of life, where he writes, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." In the context of relationships, this means investing your time wisely. Spending time on people who don't prioritize you, or worse, treat you as a backup option, is a direct contradiction to the Stoic principle of valuing what is truly important. Life is fleeting. Focus on what matters. One of the central teachings of Stoicism is the concept of memento mori, a reminder that life is finite. Marcus Aurelius frequently reflects on this in Meditations, saying, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." When we waste time waiting for someone's attention or commitment, we risk neglecting what truly matters in life. Pursuing our purpose, nurturing meaningful relationships, and cultivating inner peace. The Stoics urge us to make every moment count by aligning our actions with our values and goals, not the whims of others. Time wasted is time lost forever. Unlike material possessions, time cannot be replenished. Once it's gone forever. When someone keeps you on the sidelines, they are not just occupying your emotional space. They're consuming your most irreplaceable resource. Seneca puts it bluntly, we are not given a short life, but we make it short. By remaining in a one-sided relationship, you're effectively making your life shorter, leaving less room for what could bring you joy, fulfillment, and growth. The Stoic value of focused effort. Epictetus reminds us, no great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. This applies to how we use our time. It's not just about avoiding waste. It's about investing in activities and relationships that lead to tangible growth and alignment with our highest values. A relationship where you are waiting endlessly for the other person's full attention does not bear fruit. It delays your journey toward a more meaningful life. Reclaiming your time, a Stoic approach. The Stoics emphasize action and intentional living. If you've realized your time is being wasted in a relationship where you're only a backup plan, here's how you can take back control. Accept what you can't control. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what lies within our power. You can't control someone else's priorities, but you can control how you allocate your own time. Set boundaries. Boundaries are a reflection of self-respect. Clearly define how you wish to spend your time and ensure your relationships honor those limits. Redirect your energy. Channel your time and effort into pursuits that bring you fulfillment. Whether that's your passions, self-improvement, or building connections that align with your values. Embrace detachment. Detach emotionally from outcomes you can't dictate. This is not about giving up, but about freeing yourself from the anxiety of waiting for someone else's attention. Seeing time as an investment. Consider your time as an investment and ask yourself, what kind of returns are you getting? Marcus Aurelius encourages us to measure our actions against their ultimate purpose. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. If someone's behavior consistently shows that they don't value your presence, they're not worth the investment of your time. Instead, withdraw and reinvest in areas of your life that are aligned with growth and tranquility. The courage to walk away. Walking away from a situation where your time is being wasted is not an act of loss, but one of courage. It's an assertion that your life is too valuable to be squandered on anything less than what you truly deserve. Seneca offers this encouragement. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Every day is an opportunity to use your time more wisely with intention and purpose. Stoicism teaches that our time is finite, but its value lies in how we use it. By choosing to walk away from relationships that don't honor your time or prioritize your worth, you are embracing the Stoic principle of living in alignment with your highest good. Don't let the distractions of others keep you from living fully in the present. As the Stoics remind us, the life you desire isn't something you wait for. It's something you create with every moment you choose to spend wisely. Peace over drama, the Stoic value of tranquility. At the heart of Stoicism lies a profound emphasis on inner peace and emotional stability. Epictetus advises, keep your will in harmony with nature, which speaks to the importance of aligning your thoughts and actions with what is rational and conducive to serenity. Stoics believe that peace of mind is the ultimate goal, and anything that disrupts this state, like unnecessary drama or toxic relationships, should be avoided or removed from one's life. Relationships filled with uncertainty, conflict, or manipulation disturb this tranquility. They introduce chaos into an otherwise orderly mind, making it difficult to focus on what truly matters, cultivating virtue, wisdom, and self-mastery. Drama as a distraction from purpose. Stoicism teaches that we should focus only on what lies within our control. Drama, by its nature, thrives on focusing attention on external circumstances, what others say, do, or think. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in Meditations, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When caught in relationship drama, we relinquish our mental clarity. Instead of channeling energy into personal growth or meaningful pursuits, we find ourselves consumed by futile attempts to decode someone's intentions or gain their approval. This energy could be better spent honing our skills, helping others, or simply enjoying the beauty of life. The cost of emotional chaos. Stoicism warns against the destabilizing effects of negative emotions. Seneca wrote, anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Emotional turmoil from relationship drama creates a similar effect. It causes harm to the self far beyond the external situation that triggers it. By constantly questioning your worth, replaying arguments, or waiting anxiously for someone's attention, you prolong your emotional suffering. This robs you of the serenity Stoics believed was essential for living well. Choosing peace over drama isn't avoidance. It's a proactive decision to protect your mental and emotional well-being. Stoic strategies to guard your peace. To uphold peace of mind, Stoics offer timeless strategies to help navigate and escape relationships filled with drama. Detach from outcomes. Epictetus teaches that we must let go of outcomes beyond our control. You cannot force someone to change, commit, or prioritize you. By detaching emotionally, you free yourself from the endless cycle of expectations and disappointment. Reflect rationally. Before reacting to drama, pause and evaluate the situation objectively. Ask yourself, does this relationship align with my values? Is the emotional energy I'm expending worth the peace it costs me? Marcus Aurelius suggests, if you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. And it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. Set boundaries. Establishing clear boundaries is a key Stoic practice. When someone's behavior disrupts your peace, communicate your limits calmly and assertively. Enforcing boundaries protects your tranquility while respecting the principles of justice and fairness. Practice the art of indifference. The Stoic concept of apatheia, not indifference to life itself, but to unnecessary emotions, teaches us to focus on what is truly important. Instead of engaging in petty conflicts or overthinking someone's behavior, respond with calm detachment. Remove yourself when necessary. When efforts to maintain peace fail, have the courage to step away. Seneca reminds us, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. Walking away from a toxic relationship is not failure, but a sign of wisdom and growth. Drama is not love, peace is power. A relationship built on constant drama can often be mistaken for passion or intensity. Stoicism, however, reveals that true connection brings harmony, not turbulence. Love should enhance your life, not complicate it. Marcus Aurelius poignantly states, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Choosing peace over drama means choosing thoughts that empower and uplift you, not ones that drain and discourage you. The courage to prioritize peace. Choosing peace often requires bravery. It might mean walking away from someone you care about or letting go of the hope that they'll change. But Stoicism reminds us that courage isn't just about bold acts. It's about the quiet strength to act in alignment with your values. Seneca writes, it is more civilized to make fun of life than to bewail it. In other words, embrace challenges with grace, but don't let them control you. The Stoics believe that peace is not just a state of mind, but a reflection of a virtuous life. Removing drama from your relationships creates space for self-growth, meaningful connections, and lasting contentment. By choosing peace, you're not just avoiding unnecessary suffering. You're living a life of intention and harmony as the Stoics envisioned. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius said, "You have within you many virtues unsleeping. Do not starve them into idleness. Prioritize your peace and let it guide you to a more fulfilled and virtuous existence." You're in control of your happiness. Stoicism and the origin of true happiness. At its core, Stoicism teaches that happiness is an internal state, independent of external circumstances. Epictetus put it simply, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This statement underscores the Stoic belief that the key to a fulfilled life lies in controlling how we respond to events and people, rather than relying on them for validation or satisfaction. When you place your happiness in the hands of someone else, be it their approval, attention, or commitment, you relinquish your autonomy. You're essentially saying that your emotional state is dependent on forces outside of your control, which is a clear contradiction to Stoic principles. The problem with external sources of happiness. The Stoics repeatedly caution against attaching happiness to external things, relationships, wealth, status, or possessions. Because they are fleeting and unstable, Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When someone treats you as a backup plan, they're making you wait, hope, and doubt. This uncertainty keeps your emotional well-being in flux, tethered to their inconsistent behavior. But Stoicism teaches that this external unpredictability cannot disturb the internal stability you cultivate through reason and virtue. Reclaiming control. Happiness is a choice. True Stoic living begins with recognizing that your happiness is your choice. Instead of waiting for someone to change, choose to change your perspective. Instead of allowing someone else to define your worth, define it yourself through actions aligned with your values. Seneca reminds us, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." Here's how to reclaim your happiness through a Stoic framework. Understand what you can control. Epictetus emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what is in our control and what isn't. Your thoughts, choices, and actions are within your control. How others behave is not. When you focus on your own actions, you regain the power to shape your happiness without external interference. Detach from external approval. The Stoics encourage us to detach emotionally from external validation. Whether someone values you or neglects you does not diminish your worth. Marcus Aurelius writes, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig." True contentment comes from aligning with your own values, not from how others perceive or treat you. Cultivate inner peace through virtue. Happiness for the Stoics arises from living a virtuous life, pursuing wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By focusing on these virtues, you build a life rooted in meaning and integrity, independent of others' opinions or actions. Reject the illusion of control over others. Many people fall into the trap of believing they can change or influence others enough to make them care or commit fully. Stoicism rejects this illusion. Epictetus warns, "Seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are, and you will have a tranquil flow of life." Rather than striving to control someone else's feelings or behavior, let go of what you cannot influence. Their actions are their responsibility, not yours. This release of control allows you to refocus your energy on what truly matters, your growth and peace, building a foundation of self-reliance. The happiness that the Stoics advocate is not reliant on circumstances, but stems from self-reliance. Consider the following practices to strengthen your independence and maintain control over your happiness. Gratitude for what you have. Stoicism teaches us to appreciate what is already present in our lives. Seneca wrote, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Focus on your blessings instead of longing for the attention or approval of someone who doesn't fully value you." Daily reflection. Reflecting on your actions and thoughts daily, as Marcus Aurelius did in his meditations, helps reinforce your commitment to living virtuously. Ask yourself, did I act according to my values today? Did I let external forces dictate my emotions? Anchor in the present moment. Letting your happiness depend on others often ties you to future hopes or past regrets. Stoicism urges us to remain present. Marcus Aurelius writes, confine yourself to the present. Focus on what you can do now to align with your purpose and bring yourself peace. Walking away is an act of control. Leaving a situation where you are undervalued or treated as a backup plan is not just a reaction. It's a powerful act of taking control of your life and happiness. Seneca's words resonate here. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. By walking away, you are choosing to respect your worth and reclaim the autonomy that Stoicism so deeply emphasizes. The Stoics teach us that happiness is not found in others, but cultivated within. When you live in accordance with your values and virtues, you become unshakable by external circumstances, including unfulfilling relationships. By taking responsibility for your emotional well-being and choosing to act with wisdom and courage, you align with the Stoic path to a life of true contentment. As Marcus Aurelius said, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Make the decision today to take back control, protect your inner peace, and live as the master of your own happiness. Actions reveal intentions. Stoicism and the truth of actions. One of the central pillars of Stoic philosophy is that we should judge people and situations by their actions, not their words. In a world filled with promises and empty assurances, Stoicism teaches us to seek clarity through behavior. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This insight emphasizes the importance of assessing people's actions, not allowing ourselves to be swayed by eloquent words or misleading gestures. In relationships, this principle is especially vital. How often do we let someone's promises, apologies, or charm make us overlook the truth revealed in their actions? The Stoics encourage us to see things clearly, to observe what is truly happening rather than what we hope to see or wish to believe. Actions, more than words, expose a person's true intentions. Understanding the nature of actions. Actions in the Stoic worldview reflect deeper intentions. If someone's actions don't match their words, if they say one thing but do another, it's a clear sign that their commitment may not be genuine. As Seneca cautioned, no man is free who is not master of himself, and one of the first tests of self-mastery is being honest with others and oneself. A person who truly values you will act in ways that reflect their words, continually reinforcing their commitment through their actions. When someone says they care but their actions don't back up the sentiment, when they leave you waiting, neglecting your needs, or treating you as a backup option, it becomes impossible to ignore the true message their actions communicate. It is this discrepancy between intention and action that the Stoics saw as a disturbance to our peace and sense of inner harmony. Stoicism and the clarity of objective observation. A core tenet of Stoicism is the power of objective observation. When we're caught up in the emotional whirlwind of an uncertain or one-sided relationship, it's easy to fall into wishful thinking. We convince ourselves that the next apology, the next excuse, will mean the relationship will change. However, the Stoics would argue that this is not living rationally. Epictetus urges us to live in accordance with nature, by which he meant seeing things as they truly are, without distortion. If someone consistently falls short of their words through repeated actions, the Stoic response would be to acknowledge the reality of the situation, not fantasize about what it could be. It's the act of discerning truth from illusion, a crucial skill in maintaining inner peace and emotional resilience. The dangers of ignoring actions. One of the key lessons of Stoicism is learning not to be carried away by our emotions. When someone continuously demonstrates lack of commitment, waiting for them to change or acting on the hope that words will eventually match their behavior is a trap. To ignore actions is to disregard the fundamental truth of Stoicism, that our thoughts and actions should be in alignment with the reality of the present moment. Seneca warned, "Time is a great healer, but a poor beautician." This means that no matter how much time we give a situation, it doesn't change its fundamental truth. The sooner we face reality head-on, the sooner we can take steps to protect our peace and emotional well-being. When we look at actions through the lens of Stoicism, we realize that they always reveal intentions. Actions show us the depth of a person's true character, their respect, or lack thereof, for our time and emotions, and their true level of commitment. Why actions are a true indicator. In the world of relationships, words can be manipulated. Compliments and promises can be empty or strategically delivered. Actions, however, are more difficult to fake. Stoicism urges us to act in accordance with reason. This means that words and promises should naturally align with behavior. To the Stoics, true virtue is demonstrated through action. If someone claims to care for you but their actions don't reflect that care, then their virtue, and therefore their respect for you, is in question. As Epictetus taught, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When it comes to someone else's behavior, their actions are beyond your control, but your response to those actions is entirely within your power. Taking action, focus on what you control. Stoicism advocates for self-awareness and introspection. So, when you see that someone's actions don't align with your needs or the value you bring to the relationship, it's important to reflect on what you control. You cannot control their intentions, but you can control your actions and how you choose to spend your time. By acknowledging that someone's actions reveal their intentions, you empower yourself to take the necessary steps for your own well-being. The Stoic way is to act in harmony with your values. This may mean walking away from relationships that aren't serving you, as difficult as it may be, responding with wisdom. The Stoics also believed in acting with wisdom in every situation. When confronted with inconsistencies between words and actions, the response should not be reactionary or emotional. Instead, it should be measured, based on clear observation and rationality. Marcus Aurelius would advise that you should respond based on reason, not blind passion. Wisdom means that you understand when it's time to remain patient and when it's time to move on. Seneca also spoke about the importance of decisiveness. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Staying in a situation where actions don't align with words wastes not just time, but emotional energy that could be better spent elsewhere. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches us that we must create our lives according to reason and virtue, which means recognizing reality for what it is, no more and no less. Actions, not words, tell the truth about someone's intentions. If their actions betray their words, it is not your job to change them, but to decide if this relationship continues to serve you. Take the Stoic path, focus on your actions, uphold your values, and protect your peace. If someone's behavior no longer aligns with your well-being, the Stoic solution is to walk away, not hoping for change, but choosing to act in alignment with your own intentions for happiness and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius summed up this insight beautifully. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. It requires being ready to face your opponent. In relationships, your opponent is any illusion, including the belief that someone's words mean more than their actions. Choose wisdom and let actions reveal the truth. Walking away is empowering. The Stoic foundation of courage. The act of walking away from someone who treats you as a backup plan or fails to recognize your worth may feel daunting. Yet in Stoicism, it is framed as an empowering decision, a true demonstration of courage. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." The Stoics believe that courage isn't about engaging in battle or facing danger. It's about the fortitude to make choices that align with your virtues and values, even when it's uncomfortable or painful. Walking away from a situation that undermines your peace, respects, or self-worth is an act of exercising your personal freedom. It's the freedom to choose what's best for you over staying stuck in a toxic or unbalanced situation. Stoic courage is about the strength to live authentically and with integrity, and that often means having the clarity to walk away from what does not serve your greater well-being. Reclaiming control, empowerment through choice. Stoicism places great emphasis on recognizing what's within our control. The Stoics taught that while you cannot control other people's behavior, actions, or decisions, you always have control over your own. In any relationship, this core principle remains true. If you're consistently being treated as a backup plan, waiting in limbo without true commitment, you have the ability and the responsibility to decide how to respond. By walking away, you are choosing to assert that your happiness and peace are within your control. You reclaim your own agency, shifting the power dynamic in your life. You free yourself from external forces that drain you, and by doing so, you empower yourself to shape your future. Epictetus encouraged us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Walking away is a reaction that reflects both control and wisdom. It is a conscious choice to protect yourself from emotional harm, facing fear with virtue. The idea of walking away can be intimidating because it involves confronting both external and internal fears. The external fear is the potential loss of the relationship, whether romantic or otherwise. The internal fear may arise from the discomfort of being alone or facing uncertainty. However, Stoicism encourages us to view fear through a rational lens. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When we choose to act in accordance with virtue, even in the face of fear, we grow in resilience and self-mastery. The Stoics acknowledge that while fear is a natural response to potential loss or change, courage is a decision to act anyway, especially when it serves our greater well-being. Walking away from a toxic situation may feel risky, but it is often in these decisions that we discover our true strength and build our capacity for wisdom and resilience. Walking away as a path to self-respect. Self-respect is one of the cornerstone virtues of Stoicism. To live with self-respect, we must treat ourselves as worthy of love, care, and meaningful relationships. Relationships that honor our values and treat us with dignity. If someone treats you as a backup plan, their behavior does not reflect the value you deserve. By walking away, you make a powerful statement to yourself. You are worthy of the respect you give to others, and you will not compromise that self-respect for someone else's half-hearted or inconsistent attention. The Stoics believe that wisdom comes from aligning your actions with your principles. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Walking away is you doing what you have to do to live in line with your worth and respect. Freedom in walking away. One of the most profound messages in Stoicism is the understanding that our peace and tranquility are not dependent on others. True freedom comes from within, not from external validation, other people's decisions, or fluctuating circumstances. In this context, walking away from someone who treats you as an afterthought or keeps you in waiting can be viewed as a pathway to true freedom. Freedom, according to Stoicism, is living in alignment with nature and reason, unburdened by the instability or drama that comes from clinging to uncertain relationships. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the freedom of a person lies in being free from the need of things outside of one's own will. By stepping away, you exercise your freedom to create a life that aligns with your values, not one bound by the chaotic desires or behavior of others. How walking away can build emotional resilience. When we let others decide our emotional state, waiting for them to fully commit, choosing when and how they engage with us, we lose our emotional autonomy. The Stoics teach that happiness and peace come from within, and that our internal state should not be governed by the whims of others. By walking away from someone who treats you poorly, you're not just removing yourself from a harmful situation, you're actively reinforcing emotional resilience. In Stoic philosophy, resilience isn't the ability to withstand pain or suffering blindly. It is the ability to maintain one's peace and wisdom in the face of external challenges. This means taking responsibility for how we let others affect us and having the wisdom to cut ties when they no longer contribute to our well-being. Walking away, then, is not a sign of emotional fragility. It is a demonstration of emotional strength. You have the ability to acknowledge when something is no longer serving you and make the decision to move on with a clear, rational mind. The Stoic lesson in detaching from uncertainty. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of detaching from outcomes and being indifferent to circumstances beyond our control. In a relationship where you're constantly waiting as a backup plan, you allow the other person's choices to control your emotional future. You become caught in their unpredictability and create expectations based on fleeting promises. Stoicism, however, urges us to cultivate inner peace and stability by accepting the truth of each situation. When you walk away, you let go of the uncertainty and the attachment to an outcome that may never materialize. By embracing this detachment, you can move forward with clarity, knowing that your happiness is no longer dependent on an unpredictable person, but is rooted in your ability to choose wisely and act in accordance with your highest values. Ultimately, walking away is an act of empowerment because it places you back in control of your emotional well-being, peace, and happiness. It requires you to act in accordance with your values and make choices that align with your self-respect and Stoic principles. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom comes not from attaching ourselves to other people's actions, but from realizing that we have the power to walk away and create the life we want. As Seneca said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When you walk away from a situation where your worth is overlooked, you take a significant step toward your emotional and philosophical freedom. It is through these bold decisions that we reclaim our peace, protect our dignity, and live in alignment with our true values. Remember, being a backup plan is never aligned with Stoic principles of dignity, self-respect, and tranquility. Your worth isn't up for negotiation. If this message resonates with you, like this video, share it with someone who needs a reminder of their value, and subscribe for more Stoic insights. Guard your peace, live with purpose, and see you in the next video.